You want to look at your neighbor, say, neighbor,
Neighbor,
this is Africa.
this is Africa.
And we talk leadership.
And we talk leadership.
Okay, say the African way, leadership. So I want to share with you now 7 obstacles that you must overcome if you are going to lead a black man in Africa. You see, one of the challenges that we have with white people coming from overseas, America, Europe, is that they lack understanding of the environment in Africa. And they do not understand the dynamics and the way of thinking of black people. And many a times when they come to lead, they fail. And we're going to just give you the highlights of these 7 obstacles that you need to overcome if you're going to be a successful leader in Africa. Obstacle number 1 is witchcraft. Black people are people that are steeped into witchcraft. Every country of Africa, from Nigeria, Congo to Malawi, South Africa, it's witchcraft. Everything is ascribed to witchcraft. When things don't go well, people believe that they're bewitched. And the second obstacle is culture and tradition.
Praise the right.
And if you can understand that black people are people that are cultural, they are people that are traditional, you find yourself leading in an environment where people are into polygamy because it is cultural and traditional. You have people that are called by God into the ministry, and then they have a dilemma, and the dilemma is that this person has got 2 or 3 wives. That is part of culture. And if you're going to lead successfully in Africa, you need to understand that context and be enabled to address that particular context. And the third obstacle is religion. It's overly religionized. There's all sorts of religions. Every type of religion from every continent of the world is dumped into Africa. Black people are into religion in a way that can never be imagined. Number 4 obstacle is poverty. You see, in the West, when people go to church and it's about prosperity, it's about all the nice cars and all the nice houses. In the West, when people volunteer, volunteerism, it's about people that are employed, that have a job, but they want to give 1 hour or 2 hours on a day of their time to charity. But not in Africa. In Africa, when the word volunteer is thrown into the mix, we all think of a stipend and a salary. First question we ask is, if I volunteer, how much am I going to get? Because of the poverty that we find ourselves in. Africa has been impoverished by the West. The West has come into Africa and plundered the continent. And so we're ministering in an environment of people, black people that are in poverty. There are white churches in South Africa that are led by white pastors. And the church only has 200 members, but they have millions in the bank. And there's a black church just across in the township with 2,000 members, but they hardly have 1,000 rand in the bank. These are disparities. It's all about the poverty. There's also disease in Africa, all sorts of disease. We've heard about the Congo fever, we've heard about Ebola. So you're ministering in those kind of environment where infectious diseases are rampant. And as a pastor, as a child of God, as a leader, you have to pray and lay hands on the sick people. And sometimes these people are suffering from Ebola. And laying hands on that person means you're going to catch Ebola. You need to have extra faith to be able to do that. That is why white people, especially from the West, will not lead in Africa. Because then they will start coming and laying hands on people with latex gloves. And once you put on gloves and lay hands on me, I take it that you don't like me. The one other problem is illiteracy. People can read and they can write. It has been proven. Even some of our educators cannot even pass the same paper that they are marking. An experiment was done where educators were given a grade 12 maths paper, the paper that they were going to mark, and they were supposed to write that paper. They failed a grade 12 paper on maths. But here's one problem that you will have to overcome. It's the lack of self-esteem. See, because black people had been so much enslaved, we've lived in slavery for so long that slavery has killed our men, our humaneness, it has killed our personhood to a point where we have lost ourselves. We no longer consider ourselves as human beings, and we lack that self-esteem. When you come to lead into Africa, my brethren, you are leading people whose self-esteem levels have gone so low that we hate one another, that we're jealous of one another, we pull one another down. Not because we don't love one another, but simply because our self-esteem is very low. And so these are the 7 obstacles that you will have to overcome. And in the next session, we will expand on them.
All over.
For tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and to go visit our website at iwillsucceed.co.za.